Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. In this game, we're going to be looking at a team composition that I haven't showcased yet here in set 3. This is going to be a Kayle-based team composition, Chrono Kayle, which is based on stacking some extra attack speed for Kayle. The way that I would describe the Kayle-based team composition is it's probably most similar to the Berserkers-based team composition that featured Olaf from set 2. If you played set 2 of Teamfight Tactics, Olaf was the champion who he would need to fill up his mana bar once, and then after that he would be immune to crowd control effects and would get extra lifesteal from his auto attacks. Kayle is similar in the sense that she has to fill up her mana bar once, and then she goes from doing kind of normal standard melee attacks into doing these wave attacks that have an area of effect property. It's the same thing that she gets in normal League of Legends on her auto attacks. I believe they come at level 16, but don't quote me on that since I haven't played normal League of Legends in quite a while. But you get the idea. She, like I said, she needs to fill up the mana bar once, and then she starts doing these area of effect wave attacks, and she just does like a ridiculous amount of damage. And she can pretty easily like kill the entire enemy team if she is not crowd controlled and if she is not killed by the other team. So that said, Kayle's a late game champion, so we won't see Kayle for a while. She's a 4-cost champion, so unless you have that galaxy where everybody gets a 4-cost champion off the initial carousel, then you're not going to see her right away. One of the nice things about Kayle is you can kind of build towards her team composition in a number of different ways. Kayle is going to want some degree of Chrono for the extra attack speed. She's also going to want Blade Master because that's one of her 2 traits, and it will amplify her auto attacks. So you can build towards that team composition by running Blade Masters. It's what I was actually thinking of doing here in the early game, right up until I saw this round, and I saw that I had the Celestial and Protector champs with Xinjiao and Rakan. These are champs that I typically don't play a lot of, but they're going to be what I'm going to end up playing here in this particular game, largely based off of what I get from this particular minion rounds drop. So you might say, well, wait a minute, you only have 1 gold. You know, you can't afford these champions. But I do have Xayah, who's Celestial plus Blade Master, and here I get both a Kassadin and a Shaco. Now, Shaco is not going to build into the team composition I have here, but I pick up the Rakan and the Xinjiao, and I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I can play Protectors here in the early game. That seems more useful than what I have right here. I was thinking of maybe playing Cybernetics, and you actually can kind of play early game Cybernetics and go into a Kayle setup that works reasonably well. But instead I was like, all right, well, I can't make Cybernetics. I only have the Leona and the Fiora. I can't really make Blade Masters because I only have 2 Blade Masters. I have Fiora and Xayah, so I can't play Blade Masters here. So let's play Celestial plus Protector. That's probably the strongest that I can make right now, and then I'll toss in the Graves as well, just because Graves is a strong 1-cost unit. He's generally seen in this current patch version as being the strongest 1-cost unit out of the initial cheap ones that you get at the start of the game. So what do Celestial and Protector do? I have not featured these units. I have not featured these traits in my previous videos. There's been a fairly popular team composition based on getting 3-star protectors. Like you would get all 4 of the protectors and then 3-star them. The reason that you would do that is because there's no expensive protector units. The protector units are Jarvan, who's a 1-cost unit, Rakan, who's a 2-cost unit, Xinjiao, who's a 2-cost unit, and Nico, who's a 3-cost unit. So there's no like expensive late game protector. So if you want to play a protector based comp into the late game, you kind of have to 3-star the units, and that's been kind of a popular build in some of these patches. But I guess we should talk about these. I also leveled on an odd round here. I leveled on round 2-2, which is a really weird round to level. Normally you level on 2-1, or you would just wait for the natural level on 2-3. But I saw the opportunity to play a Darius here, and so I went ahead and leveled to do that. And I'm also going to make the Guardian Angel on Xinjiao. Xinjiao is going to come out of the team comp later on, so I can put an item on him and have him be sold later on. I want a Guardian Angel on Kayle later on, so I can do that. And with him being out in front of the team composition here, he's most likely to die and then be able to trigger the Revive passive on that Guardian Angel. All right, well, getting back to, see, everybody else levels to 4 here, but I leveled early. Darius let me put in Space Pirates, and Space Pirates gives me a little bit of extra gold income, so hopefully I can win streak here and also get extra gold from the Space Pirates and use that to pay off the early leveling there on the kind of odd level. All right, so I was saying, what do the Protector and Celestial traits do? So Protectors shield themselves for 4 seconds whenever they cast a spell. The shield doesn't stack. So whenever they cast a spell, they get a shield, and the amount of that shield is based on how much of the Protector trait you have. Here at Protectors 2, it is a 20% shield, 20% of their maximum HP. If you can get up to Protectors 4, it is a 30% of their maximum HP shield. Apparently there's a Protector 6, but I don't even know if it's possible to get that right now because there's only 4 Protector units in the game, maybe with a spatula, but I can't remember if there's, I guess there is, yeah, there's a spatula item that makes someone a Protector. So you would need multiple Protector items with spatulas, and that's probably not a very useful thing to do if you're getting multiple spatulas. Anyway, so that's what the Protector trait does. Now, what I should have done is I should have purchased, I should have gone ahead and sold the Poppy and then purchased an extra Shinjao. There was another Shinjao there. I'm going to be playing the unit, so I should try to 2-star if I can. Here on this carousel, I'm looking to get a recurve bow. A recurve bow will give me half of a Rage Blade, and then I can potentially, if I can't get the needlessly large rod, I could potentially look to get I could always make a Last Whisper with it as well, because I've got that Brawler's Glove there. Last Whisper is not an ideal item for Kayle, but it's not bad. Useful against tankier team compositions. If someone's running a lot of Vanguard, it would be useful. The problem, though, is I already have 2 Shens on my bench, so this combines into 2-star Shen, which is not what I wanted. Unfortunately, here in set 3, you can't sell items or you can't sell champions on your bench as soon as the carousel begins. That is a major change from set 2, and unfortunately, it means that combines together. I didn't want I wanted to just sell the Shen that had the recurve bow. Not have it combined into 2-star Shen with the recurve bow, but there was nothing I could do about that. I did want the item, so this means that Shen will have to be sold later on, and will have to come out of the team composition, which is bad because I'm going to want to play a Shen later on, and that means now I'm going to have to find 6 Shens instead of finding 3 Shens. So a little bit sad there. I also do go ahead and level to 5. I wanted to level to 5 because I'm on a 3-match winning streak. I can put in a reasonably strong champ. I can put in the 2-star Shen. I don't have any traits that the Shen is providing. He is Chrono plus Blade Master, so I'm not activating either of those traits, but he's by far the strongest unit I can put in my composition. So I'm going to go ahead and level so I can hopefully keep that win streak intact, and we're going to go ahead and fortunately win this round against Shadow 0228. And so that's going to keep that win streak intact. All right, so I already talked about Protector. Let's mention Celestial now. I highlighted it briefly there. I will go ahead and read the description for you guys as well. Celestial causes all allies to heal for some of the damage they deal with spells and with attacks. So at Celestial 2, your auto attacks and your spells give 15% of the damage as healing. So, if someone hits for 100 damage, they get 15 health back. And at Celestial 4, it goes up to 40% healing. So, hey, I'm even highlighting that right now. This is pre-recorded footage, so I'm not doing this live, but helpful on the highlighting right there. So Celestial 4 is a big jump over Celestial 2, from 15% to 40%, much more significant. So if you can get that into effect, it's helpful to get up to that. I did take out Shen here, though, and the reason why I did that is because Lucian popped up on the bench, and by playing Lucian, I was able to activate another trait. I was able to activate the blasters here. Now, it looks like I'm going to lose, but then Darius getting the dunks off. Very nice. Darius is a pretty popular early game unit right there. I haven't talked about what Darius does, so just as a refresher, if you haven't seen this before, Darius is a Space Pirate plus Mono Reaver. We don't have the Mono Reaver trait in play right now, but together with Graves, he has Space Pirates. The Space Pirates, whenever a Space Pirate lands a killing blow on a champion, there's a chance to drop extra loot. So if a Space Pirate gets a kill, 50% chance to drop an extra gold, and Darius has already provided enough gold back that he has essentially paid for himself. When I did that early leveling previously, he's basically already paid for that. And the other thing he does is when he gets his ult off, if he kills the unit, he then ults again. He gets a reset off of it, just like in his ult in normal League of Legends. So you can, if you're lucky and if Darius is doing enough damage, just get ult after ult after ult. He just keeps getting resets and gets his ult off repeatedly. Now, I did not get any items off of that minion round. I got 2 gold, I got a gold drop, and then I got 2 champion drops. So I did get quite a bit of money, which is nice. but I did not get any items, which is a little bit unfortunate. As I said, I'm hoping to get a needlessly large rod so I can make a, a Rage Blade off of that recurve bow. And I still do have the Shen in there that I'm waiting to play. So I've switched up my team comp yet again. I have put in level to 6 early, put in the Kassadin, because Kassadin adds Mono Reaver together with Darius. And then I also put the Graves back in so that I can maintain Space Pirates. I could play Lucian and that would make blasters, but I would rather have the Space Pirates right now to try and get a little bit of extra money. Again, I leveled early to 6. I did that because I could put in a strong unit. I could play the Kassadin that I just picked up from that last minion round. Darius unfortunately does not get a reset on his ultimate, but we do have that Celestial Foreign, so we're healing for quite a bit. We now get the 40% heal on auto attacks and basic spells, so that plus Protector makes us pretty tanky. If there is an issue right now, it's that we don't have much in the way of damage. We're actually pretty low damage right now in this team composition, because like who is really doing damage on this team comp right now? We have a Guardian Angel on Xinjiao that's not that much of a damage amplification ability, and that's about it. Here I'm just looking for who has Chrono and looking for who has Blade Master. That's what I'm checking out in the comp right here. By the way, I mentioned this as in the title of this video, it says Chrono Kayle. You might be like, wait a minute, Sul, you have no Kayle in your team comp, and you have no Chrono in your team comp either. What the heck is going on here? Well, don't worry, we'll get there in time. And that's actually one of the reasons why I like this game, and I wanted to try to highlight that, is because I wanted to show how you can kind of be very flexible in building your team composition. You don't have to play the Chrono right away. So Darius getting his ult off, but he's not hitting the Kayle on the other team, and oh, that Kayle is doing so much damage. Darius dies right before he gets his ult off. The Kayle survives with 9 HP out of 700. I was like, Darius, just ult the Kayle. Stop ulting the other people on the team comp. So that's really sad because it interrupts our win streak, which was at 6 matches. So that's, yeah, if we could have kept that win streak going, it would have been quite a bit of extra money for the next couple rounds. And like I said, that's rather unfortunate. But oh well, there's only so much we can do. That was actually a ghost round because someone's already left a game already. So we've got 7 players instead of 8 in this game. It is a normal game, so people are more likely to do that kind of stuff. Anyway, there is one more trait I haven't mentioned here, and I should mention this, and that is the Mono Reaver trait. So I am getting this from Kassadin plus Darius. There is no Mono Reaver 3, no Mono Reaver 4. There's only Mono Reaver 2. That's all you can get with this particular trait. And what Mono Reaver does is it increases the mana cost for units that get hit by Mono Reaver. Mono Reaver attacks increase the mana cost of their target's next spell by 40%. So you might see a white mana bar on some of these enemy champions, and that's when they get hit by either Darius or Kassadin. It causes their next spell cast to be 40% more expensive in terms of the cost. Mono Reaver is quite nice. It's very effective against certain team compositions that rely on casting their abilities a lot. It is very good against Star Guardians, for example, since Star Guardians are based on casting and casting and casting. Also good against those Protector comps that rely on reapplying the Protector shield repeatedly. So anything that has a low mana cost, it's good. I mean, it's good against things that have a higher mana cost too, because they, like if you can delay a Misfortune ult from going off for another 2 or 3 seconds, that can make a huge deal in the fight. Well, in any case, I'm at 97 HP, so I'm picking last, literally last, because there's 7 people in the game right now. And between getting a Chain Vest or getting a second Brawler's Glove, I picked the second Brawler's Glove. This will allow me to make a Thief's Glove. I'm going to go ahead and make a Thief's Glove on the Darius right now, because he's kind of my main damage dealer, and look to transfer that item later. Darius will come out of this team composition eventually, so we'll put that on him for now. The ideal person to put it on would be a Misfortune down the road. Misfortune is someone I will want in the team comp eventually. Kayle's 2 traits are Blade Master plus Valkyrie, and Misfortune's a way to get Valkyrie into the game and pair that with Kayle. By the way, check out some of these team comps. So Barry213 is the one person we've lost to. He is running a Kayle-based team composition. And as it turns out, he's not the only one who's running Kayle. So I'm planning to go into Kayle. Barry213 is planning to go into Kayle. And some of these other players are also planning to go into Kayle. So it's going to be a contested comp. Now here we're up against Navi, and he's running a mech comp, and right here you're going to see what happens when Darius is not able to get off any resets in these team fights. He's repeatedly ulting the mech that has a Thornmail, and yeah, it goes badly. It goes very badly because Darius is not able to get off resets on his ult, and if he's not able to do that, I basically have no damage right now at all. I'm tanky, I heal for a lot with the Celestial, but I don't have any damage. I mean, look at my team comp. It's actually kind of amazing that I won 7 of the first 8 rounds with what I have here. I have 1 2-star champ. I have the Darius, and that's it. Everything else is a 1-star champ. I have like no damage at all. So here I'm going to sell I end up selling the 2-star Shen, because I want to transfer the item over. I'm going to put in the Lucian. I will say my formation is pretty bad right now. All my units are just bunched up together. They are super susceptible to area of effect abilities. Like, one good Cho'Gath ultimate would hit everyone on my team. I've made another mistake in terms of positioning as well. I have the Kassadin right next to the Darius. That's bad because they only apply Mono Reaver to the ones they're actually attacking. So you want your Mono Reaver champions to be on opposite side of the formations. Now, Darius gets off like 4 ults there. Has that Infinity Edge, so he's probably critting. Well, I guess spells can't crit, but still, he was probably critting on his auto attacks. So we managed to win that fight pretty easily against Barry 213. But this is not going to work for much longer. I can't continue to have these 1-star champions. I need to get actual 2-star champions, and I need to get into my actual build here, because I still have no Chrono and I still have no Blade Master, and those are the traits I actually need for Kayle. Of course, I also have to find Kayle too. Still have not found the Kayle, but you know, we're heading in that direction, so hopefully we'll see what we can do. The really good news is I banked a ton of health by winning so many rounds. I've only lost 2 rounds, and one of those rounds I lost 3 HP because it was a super close round. So I managed to put myself in a position where I'm going to have time to make it into the late game. I'm going to have time to piece my comp together. Once again, I get mostly items, but the good news is I do get, or excuse me, mostly gold. And there we go. There's our first Kayle. So now we need to start building this team composition in earnest. So I'm going to go ahead and look to level. I'm going to take out the Lucian and put in the Kayle. And then I want to start transferring some of these items over. So I'm going to, I believe I take out the Darius here, which I think is a mistake. I should keep Darius in for Mono Reaver. I'm going to keep the Celestial 4. Now I have Blade Master 3. And the other unit I should put in is the Darius, because he would make Mono Reaver back again. Instead, I put in the Ezreal for Chrono. Again, like I said, I think that's a mistake. Should just be playing the Darius. He's the strongest unit I have right now to put in at this level up. And I am going to make the Rage Blade on Kayle. So let's talk a little bit about Kayle. Remember how I said she has to fill up the mana bar, and once she does that, her attacks will fire in waves. So look, there's the wave. Also note that she's healing a lot off of the Celestial. Look at all those green numbers popping up over her head. So that's why you want the Celestial in there, so that she can heal off of her auto attacks. And we also now have put Chrono into the game for the first time. So let's talk a little bit about what some of these traits are doing. The Blade Master trait on Kayle, which I have just put into effect, Blade Master causes your basic attacks to have a chance to trigger 2 additional attacks against the same target. This is pretty familiar from some of the previous, I believe this is pretty similar to what it was when Blade Master was in set 2. But additional attacks do deal damage, just like a basic attack that can trigger on-hit effects. Blade Master 3 gives you 30% chance to trigger those extra effects. And here I'm trying to change up my team composition, but I really think I should have just kept the Darius in the team comp, because I've lost the Mono Reaver. And if you look closely, I'm actually playing 2 Xayahs, 2 1-star Xayahs. That is not very strong right now. Now, the Kayle is plenty strong. I just need Kayle to stay alive, and she's going to kill everyone, even as a 1-star champion. Like, she chews right through this team with no problems. But I really should have just kept the Darius, the 2-star Darius, in the team composition for the time being, until I could find other units to replace him. Because, like I said, playing 2 1-star Xayahs at this stage of the game is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, I've got the Celestial in, I've got the Blade Master in, and the other thing I have picked up is the Chrono. Now we're going to 2-star the Kassadin, nice. So the Chrono, and now I've picked up another Chrono champ in the Wukong. I want to get up to Chrono 4 here. I don't want to go up to Chrono 6. Chrono 6 forces you to play some Chrono champions that aren't very good, like Caitlyn and Twisted Fate. So I want to go up to Chrono 4. What Chrono does is all allies gain attack speed every 4 seconds. At Chrono 2, your allies gain 15% attack speed every 4 seconds. At Chrono 4, they gain 35% attack speed every 4 seconds. Here, my Kayle ends up getting grabbed by the Blitzcrank. That pretty much is enough to lose this fight right off the bat. But the issue, too, is I'm hitting Shadow0228, who's also playing a Kayle comp. And if you were paying attention earlier, we recently hit Magic Sail, who also is playing a Kayle comp. So, oh my goodness, we have 4 people playing Kayle in this lobby. So it's me, there's Shadow228, there's Barry213, and then there's Magic Sail. So it's apparently it's a run on Kayles today, because 4 of the 7 players in this lobby are playing Kayle. I was like, oh man. really, we're all playing Kayle, really, 4 of us playing Kayle, so that's going to make it hard to get the units and that I need for this team composition. I did pick up a Nico, so if I can find one more Kayle to get 2 of them, I will happily Nico that to make 3 Kayles and get Kayle 2-star. Here on the carousel, what I most wanted was to get the Thresh. Thresh is one of the key champs for this composition. Thresh is Chrono plus Mono Reaver. He would get me up to Chrono 4 because I can play the Wukong along with Thresh. He was already gone though, so unfortunately I go ahead and just grab this Soraka with the BF sword. I grabbed that just because I want to put the BF sword on Kayle. One of the nice things about Kayle is just about any attack speed or attack damage item is pretty good on her. And there I have belatedly spotted that I was playing 2 Xayahs, which is not ideal. So we're still maintaining the Celestial 4. I could drop one of the Celestial champs. I could drop the Rakan or the Xinjiao in favor of Lulu, which I probably should do. Now that would cost me Protector, but it's probably still worthwhile to do that just because Lulu is such a good unit to have. Because her polymorph would be really good against some of these team compositions. But anyways, I was saying, and here we go, yet another Kayle team composition. I can't even remember which Kayle ghost this is. One of them. And at least Xayah gets pulled instead of my Kayle. So we're going to see whose Kayle is stronger here. Well, there's a 2-star Kayle on the other side, so probably the other side. Also, my Kayle wasted some time pathfinding around in weird directions. So yeah, she is going to do a good job, but ultimately not enough to deal with that 2-star Kayle on the other side, who also has pretty good items. And yep. Like I said, we've got four people playing Kayle compositions here. So yeah, we need to try to find a Misfortune. We need to try to find a Thresh and see what we can do here. It's going to be tough with so many people playing this team composition though. Shadow in particular has already got that Misfortune and ready to go on his side. So I think I'm going to roll here. I'm trying to find another Kayle, and I do find the Thresh. That's a big hit. So now we're going to we want to get up to Chrono 4, so we're going to need to drop something here. I need to think about what I'm going to take out. I believe it's going to be the Xinjiao, if I remember correctly. I also, again, my formation is pretty terrible. I need to spread out my champs. But no, it's actually going to be the Rakan. Anyway, probably should have dropped the Xinjiao because he's only 1-star. The Rakan's 2-star. But anyway, so we're going to set that up here. So now we have Mono Reaver back in the comp, and now we have Chrono 4. We have 3 Blade Masters, and we have 3 Celestials, which is 1 more Celestial than we actually need. So we could probably drop something there. So this team composition, we're up against Magic Sail, who's also running a Kayle comp, but has not built it quite as well. And we're going to be able to do some damage there. I think Magic Sail is going for the 6 Blade Masters version of the Kayle comp. 6 Blade Masters, I would argue, is not as good for the Kayle comp. I mean, it's playable, but the problem is you have to play basically too many Blade Masters. So Blade Masters that you don't necessarily want to run in the team composition. So I would argue that you're better to run 4 Chrono 3 Blade Master because if you do that, then you can't get in like the Celestial and the Mono Reaver, which you really do want in this team composition. So anyway, I would not recommend running Kayle with 6 Blade Masters because you end up having to play Blade Masters that aren't that good. I mean, sure, you can play some of the more useful ones like Shen, and Kayle herself is of course a Blade Master. And you can play like Aurelia, but then you're also going to have to play like the Yasuo and Master Yi. And I mean, they're decent champs in their own right, but they're kind of not quite what you want for this setup. All right, so we've gotten more items here. Now we need to try to make something. So out of what I have here, I could look to make like a Bloodthirster on the Kayle, or I could look to make a Giant Slayer on the Kayle. I'm also definitely going to make a Zephyr on someone. So let's see, how do I end up using this? I end up making the Giant Slayer. The reason for that is I have Celestial for healing, and I feel like that'll be more useful than the Bloodthirster. I'm going to put in the Lulu, so that'll get Celestial 4 back in for the time being. And now I'm going to look to make a Zephyr on someone. I end up putting it on the Cassidy. I don't know if that's the best target. Probably should put it on the Xayah because she's the least important unit. Probably should put it on Xayah because she's not really important and I can move her anywhere in the formation. This time we're up against NA Best Ezreal, so this is a Protector comp, has been able to 3-star a bunch of these Protector units, and so we're just trying to cut our way through here. I think if I have a 2-star Kayle, I can actually beat this team comp. Look at that Lulu Polymorph doing good work. But with the 1-star Kayle stuff, look at how much healing she's getting from Celestial 4. It's ridiculous. Just the crowd control is causing issues. Like, she's healing for an absurd amount, but when she gets crowd controlled, she obviously stops auto-attacking and stops healing at an absurd amount. So we really need to find another Kayle. The good news is Magic Sail just got knocked out, and Magic Sail was holding some Kayles. So hopefully I can find another one here. And I'm also looking for Misfortune. There we go. So, and here comes the Misfortune. So I was like, all right, I need to get MF into the comp. I am going to Nico that. And now I need to get MF in. And I think what I need to do is I need to drop something. So we're going to drop the Xinjiao and put in MF. This does cost us Celestial and Protector. So we go down to just Celestial 2, but we get Valkyrie into the comp, and we also get Misfortune in, who's a very strong 5-cost legendary champ. So do you think this is worthwhile to do? And do we get the kill? Yes, we do! Oh, that is RNG for the win right there. I had no idea what comp I was going to hit. Just randomly tossed that out there. And then we managed to get first the Zephyr on the enemy Kayle, then Lulu polymorphs the enemy Kayle, and you can see Barry's team comp just collapses instantly as soon as his Kayle gets taken out of the fight. That would happen to me as well, by the way, but at least I have a Guardian Angel. I don't think he even had the Guardian Angel. Basically for Kayle, you do want to, the most important item on her is the Rage Blade. You need it on her because it stacks up attack speed, which she really does need. And hey, there we're going to get the 2-star Lulu, very nice. So you really want the Rage Blade. It's our most important item. After that, you generally want one defensive item and one offensive item. I have Guardian Angel as my defensive item. Quicksilver Sash and Trap Claw are also quite good. I've seen the argument made that it's better to put a Trap Claw on her or Quicksilver because then she can't be crowd controlled at the start of a fight, and so she can keep auto attacking. The downside is if you have the Quicksilver and she just gets popped randomly, like not crowd controlled, but just gets killed, then she doesn't come back to life. So they're also good options. And then another offensive item is quite nice as well. So here's another Protector-based comp, some 3-star champions here, but now we have the 2-star Kayle, and that makes a huge difference. So she's killing herself on the Chain Vest, but again, she's got the Guardian Angel, so she's gonna come back to life. And then we're able to eliminate Forever Toblerone. So yeah, multiple people, we had 4 people playing Kayles and 2 people playing these Protector comps. No one playing Darkstar, no one playing Star Guardians. Kind of bizarre in this lobby. All right, so we're down to just 5 players left. Still 3 people playing Kayle comps. Myself, Shadow, and Barry also playing Kayle comps. Here, out of these items, I was looking at what I could get, and the obvious choice is to pick up another Zephyr. Double Zephyr is super strong. Those of you who watch us play our games on Fridays and take part in our Discord discussion of Teamfight Tactics, you guys know we all love these particular items, love getting the Zephyrs, really, very useful. Now I'm looking at who I have recently played and trying to figure out who I'm going to be up against. And I believe I'm most likely to hit Navi here because I have not hit that comp. That's the person playing the mech. I believe they're playing Mech Infiltrator. Yep. So I'm going to try to position for that particular comp. It's either going to be that or Shadow. One of those 2 team compositions. Now, this comp is pretty much maxed out here. I want to try to 2-star like the Thresh, 2-star the Misfortune, but otherwise I'm pretty much maxed out. There is one other thing I could do with this team composition though, and that is note that I have one more Celestial than I need. I'm at 3 Celestial instead of at 2 Celestial. So I am up against Navi. Good news is, gonna get that mech. Unfortunately, I don't get the 3-star Kaisa. That's the other one I really should have been able to pick up here. Misfortune gets off a pretty good ult though. That Shaco, we're going to have the Kayle die, but again, that's why you have build the Guardian Angel, because she'll come back to life again. Now, can Kayle kill the rest of the comp? She's healing with Celestial, and yep, she does manage to pull it off. So again, Guardian Angel good, Quicksilver good, both good choices on her, but I tend to like the Guardian Angel just because she will revive. Yes, she's not attacking while she's reviving, but she will come back to life again. Look at all these Lulus, by the way. I was like, all right, I don't need that many Lulus. I could really use more Threshes and more Misfortunes here. That would be more useful. But as I was saying before I got off track, I have one more Celestial than I need. So what I really should do is I should take out the Xayah. That would drop me down to Celestial 2, but that wouldn't hurt. And then I should play... the other unit that I should play is Aurelia, because she would give me another person to apply Mono Reaver, and she would also give me... she's just a stronger unit in general because she's a 4-cost champion. So the Xayah is helpful for the Blade Master plus Celestial, but I could take out a Celestial and play Aurelia, who's also a Blade Master, and that would be a better choice. By the way, really nice polymorph by the Lulu there. Hits a couple of these champions. Kayle dies and comes back to life. Oh, but as soon as Kayle dies, that's it. So yeah, we're not going to be able to beat this comp once Kayle dies. A little bit too strong. with these Protector champs. This is the Protector 3-star team composition. If I had been able to get a little bit better crowd control on some of them, if I had maybe had the Misfortune, that would be better. But like, so here, I did not see this while playing this game. But what I should have done is sold the Xayah, purchased this Aurelia here. Aurelia just gives me another unit who, as I said, can apply Mono Reaver and just is in general much stronger. Like, I could take that Trap Claw and maybe put it on Aurelia. As it is, I don't really have someone to put the Trap Claw on. Like, I could use Aurelia as another damage dealer. I actually pick her up here because it gives me another champion for Thresh to drag in off the bench. I would also happily put the Trap Claw on the Misfortune, but she already has the Thief's Glove, which is a good choice to put on her. Like, just to put the Thief's Glove on her for the late game, as I mentioned earlier in this video. But it doesn't mean I can't put any other items on her. And I should also make use of that Negatron Cloak that's just sitting there on the bench. Do something with it. All right, can we get one more Thresh? Can we get one more MF here? Well, we can 2-star the Wukong, and we might as well pick up the extra waves for MF. That does cost me the rest of my money, though. So I am going to put this on, I believe, the Wukong. Like I said, it's not a great choice to put it on, but, I mean, like, he's kind of the best I can think of. Now, I'm definitely going to hit Shadow shortly, so I'm going to try to position for him. There's just one problem for Shadow is his Misfortune has a Quicksilver Sash, so I'm not going to be able to do much against that. Well, we end up getting Barry for this round. So did we manage to get his Kayle? Nope, but we got his Misfortune, and that's pretty darn good as well. We also took out his front line, took out that Blitz. So now we just need to see if we can get the Kayle. Oh, and that MF ult is very nice, along with a clutch Lulu Polymorph. So we were in this round overwhelmingly, and because we won it by such a huge amount, we actually knock out Barry, and NA Best Ezreal gets knocked out too, fortunately, because that was a comp I couldn't beat. So now we're down to just the final 3 here. It's me and Shadow and Navi. Now, unfortunately, Shadow is on a ridiculously long winning streak because he has built a very strong Kayle comp. And yeah, so like I said, the only big mistake I can mention here right now would be selling the Xayah and replacing it with Aurelia. So I'm trying to position for this comp. I was like, all right, if I can get I have to try to CC the Kayle and have to try to CC the MF. So if I can position, maybe I can get them, potentially. So I actually am going to get his Kayle here. And then I'm also going to get his Wukong. By the way, we're running like identical team comps. Oh, I get the Shen, but that's not bad either. We're running like identical team comps. The problem is, look at his MF. His MF has that Spear of Trojan, and oh my goodness, that MF just did so much damage. She's got the Spear of Trojan and the Hand of Justice, so she casts faster. And that ult just did so much damage because he's got the 2-star Misfortune. I was like, ugh. Well, that's not good. Now, if there is good news, it's that Shadow's Ghost has knocked out Navi, the other person in the lobby. So now it's down to just top 2. I was like, all right, I have to find a way to do something about this Misfortune. Because I do not have the 2-star Misfortune. He does. His comp's a little stronger right now. Actually, quite a bit stronger. So I'm going to try and position to get these units. I was like, all right, if I can get the Kayle again, it's like, do this and do this. It's like, all right, great, we've got them both. Well, we don't get the Kayle because he moved the Kayle. I was like, all right, we got that Misfortune. But it's like, nope, Quicksilver Sash can't be disabled. I was like, oh, well, fiddlesticks. That's not good. That's not good at all. So yeah, the MF ult is just doing way too much damage. Like, we get off our own MF ult, and like the fight's reasonably close, but Kayle with the Guardian Angel, Misfortune with the Quicksilver Sash, we just can't kill those units fast enough, unfortunately. So I'm like, well, I'm running a Kayle comp. This person's also running a Kayle comp. We actually have identical team compositions, but he has the 2-star MF and I don't, and I can't CC his 2-star MF, so I don't know if there's a whole lot that I can do here. I'm getting a lot of Gangplanks, which is great. Don't really need the Gangplanks right now. So I was like, all right, well, I can't CC that. Maybe I can Zephyr the Kayle. If I can Zephyr the Kayle, maybe I have a shot here. At least I've got the 2-star Thresh. That's nice. But and I guess we'll put this on Wukong, but it's a little hard to see this working. I actually think my team comp is probably a better built team comp, except that he's got the 2-star Misfortune. So yeah, that MF, and he is wisely repositioning his Kayle to dodge the Zephyrs. So like, we can get the Wukong, but if we don't get the Kayle and we don't get the Misfortune, there's only so much we can do, because that MF is going to ult early. We actually have dueling MF ults going off. They both do crazy damage, but yeah, there's only so much you can do. So he has a stronger version of the identical comp, so only so much I can do about that. Like I said, the only other thing I think I could have done would be to get Aurelia in place of Xayah, but I really don't think that would have made a difference. The Quicksilver on the Misfortune with items that cause her to cast quickly. Two double mana items in the Hand of Justice and the Spear of Shojin. There's only so much I can do about that. So yeah, anyway, I'm still happy with the way this worked. 4 people playing Kayle comps, and I do end up getting second place here. Really weird game overall. But I wanted to highlight this comp. I especially wanted to showcase how you can build into it. And I like having a video where I just switch up my comp and like completely change it around multiple times throughout the game. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, have a great week. See you guys soon.